Welcome back, everybody. My name is Gnome Lord, and today we are celebrating 1,000 subscribers. This is such a fantastic milestone, and I could not be any happier to be able to celebrate it with all of you. So, we started this year with a mere but very well appreciated 30 subscribers, and in only 9 months, we have advanced to an amazing 1,000 subscribers. So again, thank you all so much to everyone. Because without the dedication and interaction of you all, I would still be at square one. So I was not entirely sure as to what to do to celebrate this video, or what to cover in this video to really celebrate 1,000 subscribers. So what I decided was we're going to go in the following order. And first, what I want to do is cover some ideas and topics regarding the future of our channel. Second, I want to give shout-outs to some of the most well-deserving viewers who have definitely made their presence known and always been there to provide me with that extra push to make sure I continue to make the best videos I could. And third, I'm going to explain the origin of my name and share my real-life gnome collection with you guys as just a small celebratory way to enjoy our latest milestone. So without any further ado, let's begin. So, as most of you have likely noticed, my Mortal Kombat content has been coming out in fewer and fewer batches, and some people have been disappointed by this, and myself included, but I feel it's important to at least slightly address the future of what's to come regarding such content. And as of currently, we've covered every single character in the game except for Jax. And the reason Jax is taking so long is, as I've explained before, he has the ragdoll brutality, which I think many, if not all players can agree, is the most difficult brutality to perform in the entire game. Now, that being said, I'm going to be doing my best to create a method to help everyone get this brutality off, but until then, I have basically covered just about everything there is for me to cover when it comes to my tutorial style and format. Now, the good news is, Ed Boon, the creator of Mortal Kombat, has announced we will be getting a Combat Pack 2 about 2016 of next year. And while this is an unfortunate amount of time for us to have to wait, I suppose it's at least, it's always better to at least, better late than never kind of situation. I also heard on top of this that it was hinted at on his Twitter that there might be a story pack, which also gives hope that we may see more than just 4 characters on top of what we already have received for DLC. So maybe 6 or 7, maybe even 8 more characters will be coming via DLC if we're lucky. There's no guarantee on this, but there is a guarantee at least 4 more characters will be coming, and that's great, but that's only going to be around 2016 as mentioned. Now, as of lately, however, most of you have likely noticed I've been sharing videos of games such as Fallout New Vegas and Mad Max, and I've been getting a fairly good feedback from both, but I still have yet to hear from a majority of the community and a majority of what else you as the viewers would like to see. Or how you believe I could improve with better content. Now, that being said, I'm always open to suggestions, and I highly recommend that if you do anything after this video, it is simply to leave a comment with some ideas, suggestions, or thoughts about the current state and future state of my channel. Now remember, you guys are the structure and support that keeps my channel going, so without your awesome ideas and suggestions, we are only going to go so far. So please make sure to go down below, hop down below real quick, and just leave your thoughts, and thank you so much in advance. I really do appreciate it. Now, next up, I want to cover some shout-outs, and I'm going to do this pretty quick, because again, I don't want to draw this out too long. I know some people don't want to have to sit around, but I'll be doing my best to make sure to mention everyone who has been a big supporter since our last celebratory video. And so that being said, I would like to thank the following people for your awesome support and the positive and constructive feedback through this awesome period of growth. So here we go. First up, I'd like to thank the Ghost Ranger 8, then DD Rum Bum 32, A Grumpy Cat, Sean Capperhaven, Dan Wardwell, Mad Mike DX, Ed Spray, MVK Clan, Jarrett Todd, Aram Kananyum, Berterhan, Khan Absalom, I apologize, your name is a little bit difficult to pronounce, Christopher Martinez, Ayman Lakmar, Emma Carroll, Brendan, Claire, and Cannibal, Arthur Rodriguez, my grandparents, especially my grandma Joni. She's actually really great. She's been watching my videos and helping to support me as well, which is awesome. my siblings and general parents, Grace Evan, and my awesome parents, and Stanley Gralla and Frank Palumbo. So thank you all very, very much. I really do appreciate your support. It helps so much. And without you guys, this channel would probably not be as far as it has come already. The extra support you guys offer compared to maybe just the general community is really, really what helps to keep me going and, you know, really want to keep making videos each and every day. So again, thank you so much. So now that we have the shout outs out of the way, if I missed anyone, please accept my most sincere apologies. I tried to do my best to write down everyone's name as time goes along. As I notice people in the community, I tend to write your names down, but sometimes I miss people, and I don't mean to do that, but thank you so much to anyone who I may have missed as well. Now, next up, we're going to cover my gnome collection, and a lot of people are curious as to why I call myself the Gnome Lord. And for the most simplest answer would be that I love gnomes. I adore them. I think each and every gnome I have ever seen, no matter how big, small, ugly, or pretty, was awesome, in my opinion. And ever since I gained such a love for them, I began to collect them. Now, my collection is not the biggest in the world, that's for sure, but I have, you know, a fairly sizable collection. It's something to look at. And the way I have them laid out in my room is so when people come in, they can somewhat play a little bit of a gnome hunt by searching every corner of my room for a gnome hiding somewhere here or there. And it's similar to a Easter egg hunt, you know. It's a little bit of a game to come in my room. You can look all around and find gnomes, and I find it fun. It's a very fun little game. And that has simply been how it has been ever since my fascination of gnomes has begun. There we go. But going to sleep at night surrounded by so many gnomes leaves me with the idea that they are somehow protecting me, as silly as that may sound. And because of that, I feel like I'm the master of them, or more appropriately, their lord. And so I tend to take a lot of old or abandoned gnomes, so I always feel a slight sense of love and protection for each one I collect, just because I usually can clean them up, and I give them a place in my room, a little place of comfort. Whether they're real or not to some people, I just enjoy them. You know, they're just a really cool thing for me to collect. And so I figured, being the Gnome Lord and all, this could be a little bit of a celebratory video, of course. I'll be sharing my collection with you guys. Now, expect a few cuts in here or there because the gnomes, as I mentioned, they're scattered all around the room. And because of this, it would be far too messy for me to pile them all up in one area. So I'm just going to go ahead and start sharing the gnomes one at a time with you guys. And I'll kind of explain a little bit of how I got them if I can remember. So, let's begin. So first up we have this little guy here, and he's a little bit broken, as you can see down here. I found him in the back of a garden. I used to do a job in which I had to examine old houses, and during that job a lot of people abandoned things in it, and at one point I found these great old gnomes in the back, and I didn't really want to abandon them because I knew they'd be thrown away anyways. So I collected them and brought them home, cleaned them up a little, and there we have it. To go with this one, there is also this guy right here. He was also in the same yard, I believe, and I figured might as well. They're both there, and so I grabbed them both. They're really cool. Just nice little guys. Nothing too special necessarily in terms of visuals, but they're gnomes, and I couldn't really leave them. So, on to the next one. Okay, next up is a gnome some of you guys may actually already seen, and then is this little guy right here. And I really don't remember where exactly I got this one, but I use this guy in some of my videos, if you may have seen, to hold down keys for other characters to block, and mostly my Mortal Kombat videos, and they've been very helpful in doing so because they're just the right amount of weight and they have the perfect balance to really actually help me out during my videos, so why not? Next up we have this little guy right here, and he's always sitting at all times. This is another one. I'm not entirely sure as to where I got it. It might have been a gift. A lot of my gnomes are actually gifted to me, which is great. I really love getting gnomes as gifts. It really is appreciated because a lot of my friends know I like them, so I just place them all over once I collect them and their gifts get displayed, so it really is appreciated. But here we go. Let's do a little of an examination of this guy, and again, I'm not really entirely sure as to where he came from, but he's a gnome nonetheless, and he sits down. Can't let him go. So next we have this little guy here, and I believe this is one of the most recent additions to my collection. And this was given to me by my cousin Matthew, which I really appreciate. Thank you, my friend. And this was, I don't really know where he found it, but it's a gnome nonetheless. And I like it a lot because up here I have, right here, I've got this little a collection of Zelda trinkets all up on this wall here. A little Zelda guy. I've got this like homemade blue potion to kind of signify the game and stuff like that. I've got the old original cartridge and all that. And so as you can see, this gnome has like a green tunic and golden hair-ish, or golden hat rather. And I kind of placed them up there because they kind of seem to match together. So it works for me. And this is a really good gnome just to have up there because he matches. Here we have one of my bigger little guys, and this is my Wayfarer Watchman gnome. Now this guy, I believe I got from the front porch of a house, and as you can see down here, it has an on and off switch because I do believe this lights up. However, I have not opened it up yet because the nails are rusted away. I may open it someday, but I'm gonna have to take a little bit of precaution because it might have something living in it like bugs. So I don't know. It's kind of weird to think that I've had it in my room so long and it could have bugs in it, but it's sealed up with nails and screws right now, so it should be safe. But here you go. As you can see, one last time, he's got a nice little lantern and he's got a little cane here. So there we have it. Now next up we have one of my heaviest gnomes, and this guy's made of pure cement. He is heavy as heck. Now you can't tell from the front, but I got this from a, you wouldn't be able to tell actually at all, you might never guess, but I got this from a medieval Renaissance fair I went to with my high school when I was younger, and I found this little gnome here, and he's bent over pooping. I thought this was the funniest thing in the damn world, and I had no choice but to buy it on the spot. His butt cheeks are like melded together. They don't even look like butt cheeks, but I thought this was a hilarious little guy. And as you can see, hanging around his neck, I've got about a bunch of keys, so I use him really as my key holder to watch my keys and keep them safe for me. So on to the next one. Next up, we've got this big guy here. Now, again, this is another one where I can't quite remember where it came from. I believe this was a gift. This one seems like it's in pretty good shape, and so I'm pretty sure this was a gift to me. I don't remember who exactly gave it to me. I apologize, but thank you so much for this gift if it was a gift. But again, it's a pretty good little guy. His eyes are a little bit more lifelike. You wouldn't be able to tell from so far away. My camera's really not the best, but as you can see here, he's a nice little gnome, and he definitely does the trick when it comes to serving purpose as a gnome, right? Here we have a little bit of the a watcher gnome. Now this guy's very tiny, and he's always sitting, and so I have a flat screen TV in my room, and at all times, this little guy is sitting right up on top of there. So he's a nice little guy to have, just as a watchman. And you can see down here, he's got a bunch of sticky residue on him. No pun intended, but that was just to put him up on top of the TV, and he stays there so he never falls down. It works. There you have it. Now here we have a very odd gnome, and he's made of clay. Now, I don't know for a fact, but I'm pretty sure my mother made this a long time ago. And before that very fact, I decided it was all the more cooler, but you probably wouldn't be able to tell right up close, but in the back here, there's a little area to put some candles in there, and as a result, these little cutouts here will light up. So this is a pretty cool gnome, if I do say so myself. It's both handmade by my family member, and it kind of had fire in it. What's better than fire, right? Alright, and I think this is the very last gnome I have. Now, this gnome has been with me probably one of the longest, and I got this in high school, and I believe this was in one of the classrooms at the high school a long time ago. And one day, someone just brought it to me, and so it's a gnome. It was one of the first gnomes I've ever had in my collection. It's very weighty, but it does the trick. And so I won't mention who that person was, but thank you very much. You know who you are. And there we have it. So we have this beautiful little gnome. It's one of the first in my collection, and it's been around for a while. So there we have it, my friends. That was my little gnome collection. Nothing too special, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll try to do, maybe we'll see in the future. Maybe if I get more gnomes, I'll show you guys in future celebratory videos. But if you guys have any suggestions for other celebratory things we can do, let me know. In the future when we do have more milestone celebrations, if we ever make it, which I hope we do. But with such an awesome community like all you guys, I'm sure we will. But when that does happen, let me know what kind of celebrations you guys would like to see. And until then, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, thank you all so much for helping reach this milestone. And if you guys enjoyed what you saw here today, remember, feel free to leave a like or a comment down below, as it is very much appreciated. And if you enjoy this content in general, feel free to subscribe. So until next time, my friends, stay safe, stay happy.